Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got on a red/green dot and magnifier combo to take a look at. This one's coming from CVLIFE and the model is the EagleFeather. So besides having a red or a green dot, it's also going to have multiple reticles and be set up for absolute co-witness right out of the box. So stick around if you want to learn about it. We'll do a real quick unboxing, go over some of the features and specifications. I'll show you guys what the different reticles look like, get it mounted to something, probably get out to the range, do a little bit of testing with it, and then get some thoughts on it. So this is obviously coming in a black box. Got CVLife's name up there, the EagleFeather name there, picture of what you're getting, and then a description down here. Really no other information anywhere on the box, but let's get cut into it and see what all we get. Alrighty, so it looks like we're going to have a manual for the red dot right there, a lens cleaning cloth, some tools, maybe a second lens cleaning cloth, manual for the magnifier, some batteries, these are for the dot, another tool. Looks like there's another tool here, and there's something else in here, small little wrench. All right, here's going to be the red dot/green dot, and then here is the magnifier, and I believe that's everything. So they have sent me the sand or the khaki color. But they do have this combo available in black as well. Here is the manual for the sight. I just want to show you this page here because I'm not going to go over every detail because I have two things to review. There's that, and then their warranty looks like it is a 1 year from the date of purchase. Magnifier manual. There's some of that stuff. You can pause and read all those technical parameters. And the warranty on it is 3 years. As far as materials being used, the red dot sight does not say anything at all. The magnifier does say it's made out of aluminum. I assume this is aluminum as well. It says this is 6061. This says it has an IPX6 waterproof rating. I couldn't find anything on this. This is 1,000 G's of recoil rating. I couldn't find anything on the red dot either. I do want to look at dimensions and weights because that is very important when you're trying to set up your rifle. So the red dot, we're looking at a total length of 3.65 inches. And the width of it is 1.68. That glass size or window size there is 40 millimeters. And the total height of this is 2.3 inches. It'll actually be lower than that because this will be sitting inside your Picatinny rail. And the magnifier, total length, we're at 4.7 inches. The actual diameter here of this magnifier is 1.6, and a total height of it 2.3 inches. And once you get both things mounted onto your rail, it's probably going to be taking up close to 9 inches total. Grab you some weights. If you want to run the red dot by itself, for whatever reason, you're at 5.1 ounces. If you want to do the magnifier by itself, you're at 12.3. Set up as a combo, it's about 17.5 ounces. As far as the red dot sight itself, this is going to be our battery compartment. It takes LR44 batteries. It's going to take 3 of those. This is our power on and off button. It's also our brightness adjustment. I believe there are 8 settings. This is going to be our windage adjustment there. Elevation is going to be up there. This does have like a rear sight channel. Back here are our different reticles and how we're going to go through them. Again, there's 4 of them, nothing on this side. I'm going to get to 3 batteries in this, and then we'll check out the reticles and the brightness. So first thing I'll show you is that this does have a coating on the lens that improves light transmission, also helps prevent scratches and stuff on it. It definitely is on the bluer side though. If you look at that white piece of paper right there, you can see how much that changes. One thing I do want to quickly point out is that there's a giant like glob of glue. It's on the inside here actually. That's down in there right now. A little bit distracting to look and see that. And there it is looking through the other direction. So I quickly took a toothpick and ended up just kind of scraping that big glob kind of out of there and got most of it out. Alright, let's get this turned on just by simply pressing the side button here. And we'll go through and look at the different reticles. Right now I'm on just the dot. It might be hard to see, but it's right there right now. But let's go through the different brightnesses. That should be on 1, I think, right there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it should go back to 1 now. So let's stop just somewhere in the middle here, and then I'm going to shut it off by long pressing that same button. And I want to see when I turn it on, does it come back on that lowest level or turn it back on where we were at? And it's where we were at, so it does have like a mode memory. And on a background different than white, that dot shows up really, really well. I don't want to show you guys on this black table because I'm so close to the table that the reflection of the red is coming back, and you can see how it outlines here. When you're looking through the dot, just normally you don't see any of that red at all. It's just the table. Alright, let's flip over to the next reticle. This looks like the circle dot. We're just going to turn this. Again, I'll show that to you. That is on the brightest setting right there. Let's go somewhere in the middle and see what it looks like. This should show it a little bit better. Now you can really see the dot inside of the circle. Switch over to our next one, which is kind of like some crosshairs. Still has a dot in the middle of it though. And again, all of these have the same 8 brightness settings. And then finally, let's go to the one that has a combination of everything. It's kind of a circle, kind of crosshairs, still a dot in the middle. So when this box said red/green dot magnifier combo, I assumed that you could switch between red and green on that reticle color, and I've spent the last 10 minutes messing with it, and I don't believe you can. I think that you can purchase either one with the red dot or one with the green dot. So I apologize for misleading anybody at the beginning of the video, but I assumed that it had both colors since that's what the box said. Quickly show you this magnifier. It is a 3x magnifier. It does have a diopter adjustment up here. Very smooth on that. That's like rubber textured. This is for, like, let's just say you're looking through things and it's a little bit maybe blurry or fuzzy or whatever. You can turn this to kind of focus it in. You are going to have windage and elevation adjustments here. And what this does is, let's say you're looking through this and the dot that you're seeing from this is not exactly in the middle of this. You can adjust it to bring the dot into the center of your magnifier. This is going to be a flip to the side. You don't have to push any buttons or anything like that. It's just a detent. And that feels very, very firm. When you put that in there, that's not going to move or anything like that. And then when it's on your rail, it's not going to like accidentally flip over or anything. Like, it definitely takes force to get it there. As it comes out of the box, it's kind of set up for a right eye dominant shooter. So it rotates to the right like that, leaving like the left. So your field of vision is kind of open on this side. You can switch this easily, like if you're a left-handed shooter, You can put this on your rail like this, then you just loosen this up and flip this around and bring it this way then. Did want to show you guys, when I got up to get that toothpick earlier, I found a screw laying on my floor, didn't know what it was from, and this was missing it, so I think it was in the box. When I first did the unboxing, I think it was stuck to that foam and flew out. Alright, got that one put in. I checked the other 5 and they were all super tight, so I'm not sure why that one was out. So as far as mounting, when you're using a reflex style sight like this, you can really mount it anywhere you want along the rail. You probably should not be out on your handguard area. If you don't have a whole lot of Picatinny section back here, if you went like 1 out, you'd probably still be okay and not have to worry about 0 or shifting or anything like that. But I personally would not put this like all the way down here anywhere. I'd have at least half of it or more back on your receiver. Ideally, all of it should be back here. So this is going to be my setup here. I can still get to my charging handle easily. I can also still get to be able to change my reticle. So I left enough room in between there just to be able to get my finger in there. Alright guys, out at the range today with that CVLIFE red dot and magnifier. I'm just set up down there at 50 yards. I'm going to get this sighted in, probably put 50 to 100 rounds total through it. Make sure that it holds 0 and that there aren't any issues with the dot. So the red dot by itself is obviously not magnified at all, and that's pretty much what you're seeing. And then that is going to be with the magnifier in place. Well, I'm happy to report I didn't have any issues whatsoever out at the range. The red dot was easy to get sighted in, and then it maintained that 0 for the next 90 rounds or so that I put through it. So let's talk about some of my likes and dislikes. Start with the likes, and I'll start with the red dot first. I like that it has multiple reticle options. So if you're somebody who likes to run just a dot, you have that for precision type stuff. If you want to run the circle dot, you can do that, whatever you want. I also like that there's 8 levels of brightness. So if it's a bright sunny day, you can crank it up, or if you're using it for inside your house, you can go down with it. I also like that the setup basically is for absolute co-witness right out of the box. You don't need any type of risers or different mounts or anything like that. I also like how wide this window is on the dot. As far as the magnifier, I really like how clear the glass is on this. I like that it has this diopter adjustment in the back. I like how quick and easy that thing flips out to the side. You know, typically with just a red dot, I can go out to about 50 yards or so, and then my eyes have a hard time finding a dot beyond that. When you add a magnifier, I can probably go to 100 easily, and maybe even out to 150 still. There are a few things that I dislike about this setup. First is, I don't know how well this shows on camera, but these two colors are not the same sand or khaki color. And that just bothers me a little bit because they're from the same company. Like, I could understand if you buy a red dot from company A and a magnifier from company B, and maybe they're a little bit off, but you know, this is supposed to be the same aluminum and the same color, and it's just, I can tell that they're different. I also had a couple of the quality control issues with the magnifier missing one of those screws there, and then with the red dot having that huge glob of like extra glue, so I didn't care for that. And the final thing I'll say is that that bluish kind of grayish hue or tint on that glass is a little bit darker than a lot of my other red dots that I have. In the daytime, it doesn't really affect much of anything, but I will say like at night, like inside of a house, it is dark. You can still obviously see the red dot easily, but the surrounding stuff, it is very dark. So this particular EagleFeather setup is available on Amazon. The sand color's coming in about $140. If you want the black one, I think it's around $128. They have multiple other combos available where it's different red dots if you would want a different style. But I'll leave the link to this exact one down in the video description in case you guys want to find out more information on it. I think there's like 200 some odd reviews, so if you want to read any of those or if you want to pick one up. But alright guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.